now we're at the time where the Hamashiach is getting ready to come.
And hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord.
Last words, brother.
Shalom, ma.
All right.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. All right, Shabbat shalom, Yasharel.
Khan, Shabbat Shalom, Israel. Hope everybody's having a blessed Shabbat. Y'all know the deal. Put a 1 in the comment boards if y'all can hear us. And put a 2 if you can't.
Yep. Pray that you all enjoying this holy Shabbat. Got some rains this morning where I'm at. It's pretty cool.
Khan.
All right.
Last couple of days for the holy days. Right.
Yeah. Tonight is the last. Well, not the last, but it's the last sunset. So sunset tonight to sunset Sunday is the last. Sunday night ends the feast of dedication. Hope you've been enjoying that. Just reminiscing over the battle of the Judean Maccabees and his brothers, how they was able to run the Greeks out and rededicate the temple. All praises to the Most High.
All
right.
So, in like fashion, right before we start the lesson, we're going to go ahead and read our Sabbath scripture for the afternoon, right? Before we get into the lesson, and we're in Exodus chapter 20, and we're going to start in verse 8. Brother, you want to start that off, or you want me to rock and roll?
Yeah, we can. We since it's so short, we can go back and forth. So I'll read 8, then 9, then I'll 10, and then hit 11. All right. Remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy maidservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. All right.
All praises
Lord
to the Most
blessed
High.
the seventh day and he hallowed it. And that's today.
All right,
right?
Yasharel. So the title, right?
Go ahead,
that's today, and we know that the Shabbat was kept way before man was even created. So the title of the day is what does accountability look like for the Black woman? Call in show. So notice we got in parentheses call in show, because we told you the new direction that we want to go in, and we want you brothers and sisters to call in, even if you got every rebuttal, disagree. Just keep it righteous. We will give you the opportunity to speak when you come to the back. We just need to see your face before we bring you on, so we know you're Israel. Those who've been on before, we already know what you look like, so you're good. You don't have to keep showing your face or anything like that. But yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to Brother Eitan. He got a few things he wants to say and then show you all. So then start getting your thoughts together, and hopefully, you all can just Brother Eitan put the link in the description box. Go ahead and just whenever you're ready. You don't have to wait to click on. You can click on now, and then when ready to bring you on, we'll just bring you on.
Khan.
All right.
Okay, first and foremost, right, on today's lesson, when it says, what does accountability look like for the Black woman? Right, what I want you sisters to do, right, sisters and brothers, mainly your sisters, I want you to call in, right, and I want you to tell me, what do you think that repentance looks like for us, right, as a people, right, as your particular gender, right, what does repentance look like for you sisters out there, right? What are you supposed to do, right? How are you going to forward the community in a righteous way, right? And then even tell, even if you want, you can give a testimony on yourself on how you started to repent and what accountability has looked like for yourself in your own life. All right, Brother Daniel, you got anything before I started out? All right.
No, go ahead, take us away, brother.
All right, Khan. All right, so I'm gonna play a couple of videos, right? Because the other day, right, I saw this thing called Kendra G, right, and she had some sisters on there, right? I guess the sisters, they always come on there, And something had just dawned on me, right, as I was watching it, right? So I'm gonna just play it for the brothers, right? You know, this is pretty much for the brothers, right, for you to see. And you know, brothers, you can come on too, right, if you got something to say. You know, what you think as you know, what you see in your community, what's going on, and how you feel that accountability should be pertained to the sisters out there. All right, give me a second. All right. We're gonna start with this first sister here, right?
And while he's bringing this video out, y'all, we just, you know, we want to make sure we make it clear. You know, this ain't. We're not putting down sisters. We're showing you what's happening and why it's happening and what we need to do in order to fix this. So this is the whole reason why we're moving in this direction.
Con. All right, now I'm gonna play a series of these videos, right? I'm gonna play, you know, I have 4 or 5, maybe 6 loaded up in the back, right? But I'm gonna play like at least 2, and I want, you know, I want y'all to tell me, you know, what do they have in common, right? What do y'all, you know, like, what do they have in common? Because you got to realize now they're on these dating shows to find other men in the hopes of marriage, right? Because, you know, they got all these figures and whatnot, right? But I'm gonna start at a certain part, and I want you brothers and your sisters, right, to tell me, you know, what do these particular situations have in common? If it's, and why is it a negative situation? And again, right, let me add this down here. I'll put this down. And again, Shalom, all of Israel. I want y'all to click on that, come up in the background, you know, since sisters, tell your, you know, give us your testimony, or, you know, what do you think that needs to change in the community, right? Or how do you think that you should be able to help sisters? Also, right, if you have questions on how you think that you should be able to help a sister, you know, we'll be willing to answer those as well.
What was your last relationship, Jasmine?
Can I be honest? I've never been in a serious relationship.
What are you, 31? Never? Not even in college?
No, never been in love. I had a boyfriend. I knew him when I was like middle school, and then we decided to like try it when I was like 19, 20, and then after that, never.
So you don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask, when's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I want to say 2 months, 2 or 3 months.
All right.
Pause it right there. All right. Does anybody notice anything? All right. I'm gonna give it a little minute. Right. Does anybody notice anything about what was being said there? Right. The sister says that you know, this is part of the you know, the accountability situation. All right. Now, if you're looking for a husband and you call into a call-in show, right, and you say that your background was that you know, you've never had a husband, right? So you just been free floating out here, right? Never had a relationship, right? On top of that, and then on top of that, right, what do we see? He was sexually active 2 months ago, and now she's called in on the show looking for a husband. Do you think a man worth his salt is going to try to you know, call in and be serious about that woman? Israel, right? Come on now, you know, we're gonna need somebody to call in. We're gonna need somebody to call in. Here we go. Let's play another one. Let's see what we got, right? This is wild.
I'll be in your inbox. Tina, when was your last relationship?
So I was engaged a little over a year ago. We broke it off. So
okay, why'd y'all break it off?
For several reasons. So he was in the military. I'm ex-military as well. He was stationed overseas, so it was the entire like long distance relationship. And I was supposed to move overseas to like in the last portion of our relationship for him to wait for him to get back over here. And like a series of things started happening, and I just did not move overseas. And I understand his point of view, but he thought it was something else. He thought it was just something that was here, keeping me here, or he thought that, you know, like the insecurity of not knowing why I didn't want to go. But during the time frame, I had lost 2 brothers, 20 days apart. I ended up having a wreck the month before I was supposed to leave. And so at the time I was trying to scale at my job. I've been at my job for almost 5 years. And for me, as a woman who's always worked, leaving my job and my stability to give that up when he was getting ready to retire from the military, and he was going to have that source of income and that stability, to only be there for a year and then come back and have to start from the ground up all over again, it just wasn't feasible for me. And then it was some other things, like he was married, he had older children.
Wait, how was he married and you were engaged?
He was previously married.
Okay. He was divorced when y'all were engaged,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Like they had been divorced like 6 years, but then all of a sudden she wanted her husband back. So it was like a lot. It was a lot of stuff, child. Like I washed my hands of that, and I'm not playing stepmom with nobody else's kids.
Okay, so that's why you said no kids.
No kids. I learned my lesson.
Okay, now we got the backstory. All right. Was that your last relationship?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask, when's the last time you was intimate with someone?
So about 2 months ago.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Israel. Sorry about all that in between, right? You know, sometimes I wanted you to ignore the story in between, right? So basically, this another sister, right? Now, I'm showing y'all what's out here. All right, for you brothers out here that are thinking that you're gonna get married to somebody that's going now. Remember now, you gotta look for these women to be mothers of your children, right? These are the type of women they don't take. You know, they're not taking any kind of any kind of accountability. I don't know what was going on, but you know, all of a sudden she said, yeah, that she was going to marry dude, whatever the case may be. It seemed like they broke up, and 2 months later, right after they done broke out the engagement, man, she's sleeping with somebody else or whatever. And she's had another sexual encounter. Now she hears on the show trying to find another man. And you want these women to be mothers of your children, man? You know, man, Israel's taking a hard hit, right? What does
you know the sad part is that women like these, they don't even think about the consequences. They don't care, and it's like they don't understand. Even when you name your children, you know that has meaning to them. But it's like you brought a good point. You know, brothers, you know, that's why we have to be very careful. Because if you're looking for these, well, whatever kind of woman if you're looking for a righteous woman, of course, you're not going to choose none of these, obviously. But these women are looking to be mothers eventually, but yet don't even realize their own destruction. They're not fit to be mothers, not in the condition that they're in.
Bring it out, Doc. Bring it out. Yep. All right. So, like. Israel, like so far we played what, 2 videos, right? That's 2 videos for that short little segment of her videos, right? So far, like, what have you noticed, right? What have you noticed, right? Because we want to know, what does accountability look like for Black women? Now you're trying to tell me now, you know, after we can't get one sister to call in. We can't get one sister to call in and say something. All right. What about you brothers out there? All right. Do you have a sister that you need to rebuke? All right, what is your experience with what you have going on? Right, what does accountability look like in your eyes, brother? Let's play another one. All right.
I can't do permanent long distance.
Okay, fair enough. Now, when was your last relationship?
My last relationship was in 2022. I dated, it was my first Black guy. He lived in Switzerland. He was actually willing to move here and all that type of stuff, but we were only together like 3-4 months, and he was just going a little too fast for me. He was already just trying to get me pregnant. He already had a ring for me. Yeah, and I was not ready for all of that. On top of that, I didn't feel like I could really be myself. And again, I'm looking for something that's like authentic and organic, you know?
Is that one of your kids that just walked by?
No, that's actually my niece.
Okay. All right. Well, You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Oh, let me.
One of your kids that just walked by?
Yeah, and I was not. I dated. It was my first black guy. He lived in Switzerland. He was actually willing to move here and all that type of stuff, but we were only together like 3-4 months, and he was just going a little too fast for me. He was already just trying to get me pregnant. He already had a ring for me. Yeah, and I was not ready for all of that. On top of that, I didn't feel like I could really be myself. And again,
now, something I wanted to comment on. No, you know, okay, that's fine. You know, she's not ready and all that. I have no fault in that because, you know, sometimes, you know, people don't want to jump into something, you know, weighty decisions such as marriage, right? Because, you know, at the end of the day, we're supposed to last for the duration of our lifetime. Let me ask you guys something, right? In dealing with intermarital dynamics, right? This sister says that she feels that she couldn't be herself. Right now, are you supposed to conform? Is the helpmeet supposed to conform to the husband, or is the husband supposed to conform to the woman? Right. Let me get your comments on the board. Right. Let me see what you think, Israel. Sisters and brothers. Yeah, Khan, right? Nah, brother, you're not. Yeah, she said. Yeah, she said her first. No. She said that was her first black guy. You know what I'm saying? That from then on, she's been dating heathens, right? So, you know, she's gotten with her brother, and the brother was, I guess, it looks like he was putting, you know, rules and boundaries on her. And so she was like saying, I can't be myself, you know, one of those type of situations, right? One of those. Now, remember now that she has a divorced mother of 3, right? So I don't know why that brother was even dating this woman to begin with. All right. What does accountability look like for the black woman? Brother Dan, you got anything to say, brother?
Yep. Call in, y'all. Call in. That's what we're waiting for. That's what this is for. This is your show. This is the show that you call in so that you can put your say on this too. You know, because the scriptures you want to say. So we're waiting on you to call in.
Doing that, right? What does the scripture say? If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through over much liberty. Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when she hath found a fountain, and drink upon every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. All right. What does that, you know, we already know what that means, right? That's how, you know, that's these women out here that keep leaving their husbands, and then going 2 months later, you know, they're sitting down on the next arrow, right? They're opening their quiver for the next arrow. It says the grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. Right? Not a wife like Will Smith's wife is out there in the public, red table talks and all this. She's not being discreet. She's out in the open. She needs to be in the house.
Hey, I do want to bring out something right quick, something that you mentioned. Let's see here. Screen. Talking about, you asked the question is, does the woman belong, or does the woman conform to the man, or vice versa? So let's put this on here right quick. All right, so, and you can go back in Genesis as well too. It says 1 Corinthians 11:8-9, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. And it's like we live in a time, day and age, where especially a lot of the sisters feel like, well, hey, you know, I'm the one that's bringing everything to the table. I'm the one that carries a child. I'm the one that brings the child into the world, and such and such. You got to understand, you know, who seed determines the sex of that child. When you start breaking down the biology between the man and the woman, you'll clearly see that the way the Most High created man is domination, pure, full domination. So because we're living in this time and day and age, you know, and the heathens have pretty much given them their power and weaponized them, You know, that's why you hear a lot of this talk. A lot of these sisters are like, hey, they are just the most important thing on the face of this earth, and Most High will humble that spirit and make them realize that, hey, what you was really put on this earth to do. So I just want to bring that out. But for those of y'all, please call in. Again, you know, this is your show. We want you all to voice your sayings. You know, if you got scriptures to put on that too as well. If not, I don't have too much to say.
Con. I'll read a couple of more scriptures, show a couple more videos, and then if y'all don't have the courage to call in, we're gonna bid you a shalom, a Shabbat shalom, and get back to studying. All right,
right.
All right, 26, right? It says, "Blessed is the man that has a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be doubled." Notice in the scriptures, it's always speaking on how the woman needs to be virtuous to the wife, right? So what does accountability look like for the black woman? All right. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. All right. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord. So, brothers, what does that mean, right? You got to fear the Lord in order to get a good wife. If you're wicked, man, then you're going to get you a wicked woman.
Let me get somebody that came on.
Khan. Oh, Khan. Nadira. Khan. Shalom, sister. Shalom, sister.
Shalom, brethren. Shalom, sisters. Can you guys hear me?
Khan.
Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes.
All right, sister, go ahead.
What you got for us, sis?
Okay.
Oh, Khan, we see you, brother.
This is my idea of what accountability means pertaining to the scripture.
Okay.
So first of all, do I need to cut my volume down, because I feel like it's
no, you're good, sis. Go ahead. Yeah,
okay,
you're good to go. Yep. So, give us your testimony of what we.
Okay. So let me first start off. With with Sirach 36:24. It says, "He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest." So, with that being said, we belong to our husbands. We belong to our men. We do not have the authority, thus says the scriptures, to be demanding of anything or to have these assumptions that we are owed something. We're not owed anything. Women nowadays are so far removed from the scriptures that they think nothing can come to them. And then when they have an issue with a brother or any man, what happens is everybody wants to rally around the woman because, she's the hurt one, she's soft, she needs help and support. But the pathology of the situation is the woman is straight up wicked, and she lives in the wickedness because I literally heard a sister the other day said, I married this man because.
Sister.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we were saying what does accountability look like for the black woman? Meaning that, what do you think that sisters should behave as what you've seen that'll, resemble resemble repentance and accountability?
Shut up.
Okay, I like that.
They need to shut up, Ox. They need to be quiet and listen to their husbands.
All right, what you got, brother Ben?
Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, huh?
This is it's a funny situation we got there because they haven't been taught accountability. That's the thing. They hold us accountable for everything. They get away with everything. So it's an unknown concept to them. You know, if it's a problem with the child, it's the father's fault. The child don't even be in his life. So it becomes a situation where you got to unlearn and relearn what you taught, because not only are they taught that in the world, but they taught that in the church. So only a woman, you know, like the sister who just got off, she got kind of excited about it because she's in the truth, so she would know the biblical role of a woman. These other women don't know that, and once they do find that out, it relinquishes them of the power that they thought they had. And that's what they don't want to give up, because, you know, this is what they want to say, generational curses, but women are taught this from generation to generation. Older women teach this, they teach this. This is what they teach, and this is what they use to keep dominion over you. Keep dominion over men that don't know the correct biblical role, right? And so they don't have any accountability. So asking what it looks like to a woman is not, you're not really gonna get the straightforward answer unless it's coming from a woman from the truth. Now, if that was an Israelite dating show, then the answers and all these other things would be completely different, as opposed to coming from a carnal nation, and that's basically all it is the carnal nature, and that's just the gist of it. That's the concept that the accountability is not something that they're ready for. You know, they want to hold you accountable. You know, they want to hold you accountable for whatever the downfalls. You know, everything is your fault, because regardless if the system stack against you, you got to pull yourself by your bootstraps, pay for what she want, do what she says, and if all else fails, you're gonna be accountable for whatever it is. You know, if you meet people.
Well, okay. Now just to bring it full circle, right? You know, we do understand that, you know, we got trash brothers out here too. So we're not really, we just want to see, like, you know, what does, you know, accountability look like for the sisters? You know what I mean? Like, you know, should they gather together and, you know, try to influence other younger sisters, right, to stay married to their husbands, right? Should they start influencing the other younger sisters in the workplaces to start searching for marriage for, you know, for brothers, and worry about building up, you know, with a brother instead of looking for a finished project, you know, like things of this nature, right? You know, so should a sister that has children, right, should accountability look like for them that they should, you know, remove themselves from the dating market, right? And then, you know, therefore repent, and then therefore teach other sisters that this is something that they shouldn't do, and then try to make it up with their baby father, and then you know, so forth and so on, right?
I do,
you know,
that would be the best. That would be the best product. But first and foremost, you know, they've been taught so long how to make a man do what you want him to do by using, you know, their particular feminine wiles or whatnot. So basically getting the word and figure out what a true Proverbs 31 woman is, and then understanding what is the true biblical role of a woman, and understanding that a woman is supposed to be a helpmeet to the man, as opposed to a man is supposed to bend to her every whim.
God, brother Daniel, fella, you had something to say.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm bringing up something right quick. I'm gonna put something on the screen.
All right, all right. I'm gonna bring out the scripture. All right, it says, "An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that hath hold of her is as though he held a scorpion." Right? How many brothers out here have dealt or currently dealing with a scorpion? Right? Someone that says that, you know, oh, he can't handle me. You know, someone you got to handle. Right? Not a woman that's being naturally feminine, which is part of taking accountability. Right? You need to return to your feminine nature and not be one that is out here trying to live like a man and take the leadership roles in the homes and the businesses and this, that, and the third. Go ahead, brother.
So I wanted to bring this out that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to listen to Sister Narada and Ibrahim Amin, and you made me think of something. So and this is not to insult anybody intelligence. I know everybody here on the panel knows what accountability means. All right, But I just want to get a little deeper into this and then hit the root of this, what it looks like, what accountability looks like for a sister. So we're looking at this. It says the quality or a state of being accountable, especially an obligation or willingness to accept. That's the key word right there. That is the key word: willingness to accept responsibility. All right, now let's flip this a little bit. Now, some sisters say, well, what about the men? Here's the problem. We don't have a problem with accountability. We deal with accountability all the time. All right. We live with that. It says an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. What are those actions? High body counts. Out there just giving it away for free. See, you sisters, you hold something very dear that's very precious to men, and that word is called virginity. Now, when I was growing up, a woman who kept her virginity was a very special woman. All right, we knew that, like the hoes growing up with, we knew that they were trash. It's something about when you defile your body constantly, you're no good. It's like you're worthless. But a woman who holds her virginity until she's ready to get married, that is a jewel. And those kind of jewels are hard to find these days, especially for brothers, for righteous brothers who are looking to get married. Now, as I'm taking in all of this and I'm listening to everybody, the accountability is that a lot of these sisters are going to have to admit, the wicked errors of their ways. They just don't know how to keep their damn legs closed. Once they start realizing that and taking accountability, we can start producing virgins again. But until a woman realizes that, do you know that? Okay, if you do a study, all right, we're talking about accountability here, and we ain't talking about the heathen women. We're dealing with our women, all right. You know, the average black woman, so-called Israelite black woman, by the time that they're 19, they've already had over almost a 20 count body count. Did y'all know that?
Oh,
that's high. That's high by 19. And so, damn, I mean, it's so many scenarios in this, and I got it. A lot of distractions out there. When everything is, there's a lot of moving pieces that leads to this unaccountability. All right. For one, when we look at the home structure, what does accountability really start at? What is the first thing that you're told as a child? No, right? That child hears that word no, that means don't do it, or I'm going to get in trouble. If a child grows up and no one's telling them anything and no one's checking them, well, guess what? They're going to think it's all right. See, a lot of these sisters they've gone all these years without being checked. No accountability. That's why they feel like they can say anything, do anything, and feel like they're right, because they've gone. Men, we get checked all the time, all the time. We're the ones we're the ones who's constantly getting our kids taken away from us. We're the ones who's losing the court battles, because majority of the time the children gets awarded to the woman, unless that woman has to be doggone drugged out and can't see out of both eyes and all kinds of stuff. In order, there are some cases where the children do go to the men. But we're talking about a serious lack of accountability for almost over 50 years unchecked. All right, and this is why we're in the situation we're in now. So I just wanted to bring that out. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, right. I'll play this video real quick. All right. I had a scripture too, man. That also went with what you said. But first, I'll play this video. All right. So we're gonna continue when we start. Remember now, she just got out of a relationship.
And I'm looking for something that's like authentic and organic.
Is that one of your kids that just walked by?
No, that's actually my niece.
Okay. All right. Well, you don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
The last time that I was intimate with someone was last week. You know, I've been single for a long time. So, I've been single since 2022. So, it'd be very unrealistic for me not to have a sex life.
2 years. You see, they think that it's normal, right, to have a sex life while you're out here supposed to be waiting for a husband. Hey, man, let's just let these random dudes just use me up. I mean, Israel, you know, this is crazy. And then they wonder why brothers ain't trying to marry them, right? And they wonder why brothers. You get on the show in front of the world. You don't know how many people are going to look at the show, right? It says on there 21,000 views. 21,000 people looked at that and then know that woman said she ain't been in a relationship since 2022. You know, you're not supposed to be in relationships. Relationships in itself is wicked. You're supposed to be in marriages. You're supposed to meet a man, marry the man, right? You're supposed, of course, you could date or whatever to see if it works out, right? You're supposed to get, have the men of your family, right? Look over the men or whatnot. This is not, these kind of women right here. These are not biblical women, right? What does accountability look like for the sisters? Like, when are they going to be like, you know what I'm doing is wicked as hell and I shouldn't be doing this. You know what I'm saying? And then spread the word to the sisters. But until, right, the sister code, breaks down, right, we're going to continue to see this type of alt-right wickedness, right? Just take hold on our people, right? The scripture says, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. All right. So that means, according to God, a sister with a mind well instructed is a silent sister. Not one that's trying to take the role or trying to tell you what to do or just, up on the main stage talking all the damn time.
Hallelujah.
A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace. And her continent mind cannot be valued, right? See, this is the value of a woman. Strength, right? Chastity, right? Loyalty, purity, right? Every son wants to look at his mother and knows that ain't no other man that ever been with my mother but my daddy. Right, my mom's an outstanding mother. I can, my mom has never did me wrong. She's always been, she's looked at as pure in my eyes. That's how the community should be. So that way, when the sons and daughters, they look up for the elders and they want to see the wisdom passed down to the community. This is why the scriptures say for the elders and the older and the parents to be blameless in front of, in front of the youngsters. This is why. Right, because you don't want them coming into your face and be like, oh yeah, You know what I'm saying? I saw you around there with a Pookie, you know what I'm saying? And then Ray was in there last week, and then Mr. Johnson came in, and then Andre and Andrew and all these other things. Come on, Israel.
Hey,
what does accountability look like?
Brother That's right. Hey, as Brother Aton puts the link in the screen, and for those of you who haven't been on yet, Sister Naretta and his brother Arabin, do you have anything else you wanted to put out?
Nadira?
Sister Nadira.
Yes, I just want to say, brethren, that you know what? Accountability, the first thing is that why our sisters don't adhere to accountability, because that means that they have to own it. They have to take responsibility for it. And because they don't like to do that, of course they're going to throw it off on somebody else. Because why do I have to own my wrongdoings? It's the same reason why so many of our sisters go to the clinic, because you out here irresponsible, not taking into account that others are depending on you because you're a life giver, and then
You
you
good,
do
sis.
these
You good,
things,
sis.
and then you get uptight because laws come into effect that tell you you can't kill your children.
Hey, Sister Rachel, you good to go.
Yep.
We see you in the background. Shalom.
Yep.
Okay. We'll bring you up in a second as soon as you yeah, God.
Yep, you're right. You're right, sister.
Reverend,
Not a, I mean,
it's crazy.
that's straightforward. Yep.
Okay.
Hey, want to thank you for coming on the show, sister Narada. Thank you for coming on the show. Yeah, we're gonna kind of
I'm
rotate.
good.
Let some
Thank
other
you,
ones
guys.
come on there. Hey, but
Shabbat
thank you for your
shalom. I
input.
enjoyed talking with you
Appreciate you coming
guys.
on.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom, sis. You too.
Shabbat
All right.
shalom, everyone. Yes, thank you for having me. I was thinking about all this, and I decided, okay, I'm going to quote Genesis 3, verse 16, okay? 3, verse 16 says, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your conception in sorrow. You shall bring forth children, and your desire shall be to your husband, and he shall rule over you. Now, in terms of accountability, we all know there's no real accountability in the Black community, unfortunately. This verse, Genesis 3, verse 16, describes a curse that was pronounced by the Most High upon the woman after Adam and Eve disobeyed and ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And the woman's desire and the man's rule. In other words, her desire shall be, to her husband, and he shall rule over her. Now, naturally, for the most part, this is not happening in terms of the husband ruling over the woman, because things have, let's say, fallen apart, so to speak. And, many of the Black households are headed by women, whether they were never married or divorced or what have you, right? And because
let me ask you something, Sister Rachel J. So what do you think that the sisters need to do in order to change this, in order to change the situations that we have now, right? How can they take accountability for the situation, right? And then what do you think that needs to be changed?
Okay, first of all, it's going to have to begin with the women. All right, you cannot teach your children, to abide by the word of the Most High if you're not doing it yourself. And if your life displays that you have not done it, then you're really going to have some tall explaining to do, to the future generations, beginning with the daughters, right? Because the thing is, you're supposed to lead by example. All right. And it's one thing to tell your children, don't do this, don't do that. But if they observe that you have not done it, if you have not lived that, then some of them would definitely question why you haven't do it. And if they really have a rebellious nature about them, then some of them will say, well, you didn't do this, so why should I do it? Why are you telling me to do this, get married first before having children, this, that, and everything? You haven't done it, you see?
Right.
So it's going to have to, the women going to have to.
What do you think is the biggest flaw, right? So what do you think is the biggest flaw that you've seen amongst the sisters, right, as you've grown up, like throughout the years? Like, what is the biggest flaw that you've seen amongst the sisters that you believe that needs to be changed?
Okay, the biggest flaw that I've observed in the sisters is the lack of willingness to accept correction and adjust their behavior. Okay, a lack of willingness to listen, because sometimes, and I hate to say this, but this is the truth. I'm very straightforward. You cannot tell many Black women anything. They don't like you to tell them anything. Some will clap back at you if you try to correct them, even if you're doing it in a polite, respectful tone. It's just something about it. They just don't like being corrected. That's the biggest thing right there. And if they're not willing to accept constructive criticism, let alone some type of a correction that will come with that criticism, they're not open to making any changes that could turn this mess around.
God. Okay,
absolutely. And that's why I thank the Almighty, for sisters like you, Sister Rachel, and this is what our younger sisters need to hear. They really need to hear that. And I'm praying that especially more of our senior sisters, and I know it's rough, and I know that they're going to buck against you. A lot of them don't want to listen, but there is one out there. There's someone out there who will listen. There is a humble sister, a young sister. It may not seem like it, but they're out there, and they will listen to you. And I would encourage you, sister, to like exactly what you stated here on this podcast. When you see a young sister, you have an opportunity let that sister know how important she really is and how important her virginity really is. Because I noticed, the women who got the most respect were the young girls who still had their virginity. The ones who didn't have their virginity, they were out there. They, guys were just, all they wanted to do was just give them a little piece and then go to the next one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There are some younger ones. I agree, brother. There are some the younger ones that are willing to listen, and they're more open to, because the older they get, the more resistant they are. And this is why you do have to start talking to them while they're really young, because they're more easily influenced, and you could teach them, but you can't do that like when they're full grown adults, not nearly as easily. No, the fully grown ones going to have to suffer consequences before they learn, unfortunately. Okay.
Yeah,
but
right,
the younger ones, you can reach them. You really can. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All praises to the Most High.
That's right, man. All
Thank you
praises.
for having me on.
Appreciate the wise words.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for coming on, sister.
Are you welcome?
All right. Yep. Shabbat shalom.
That was awesome, right?
Right.
Wise words from a wise elder, well-spoken sister, right? That's what we're talking about. We need sisters like that to continue to lead the community, right? To forward us toward righteousness. All praises to the Most High, man. All right.
Yeah, we need more imams out there. So,
all right, I'm gonna go ahead and rock this.
Okay, where the mindset is at. Okay. When was your last relationship?
I dated somebody for like 6 months. I wouldn't consider that a late relationship. We ended in October. But prior to that, I was like in a situationship for a couple years. We ended that like 2 years ago. So it's been a minute since I've been like in a very serious relationship.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask, when's the last time you was intimate with someone?
It's been a couple months.
Okay. 3.
Another one, right? Go ahead and knock that on off, right?
Yeah.
Telling you, it's real.
Yeah. Hey, let me say something. Let me say something with that right quick. Let me say something on that right quick. So a lot of these, y'all got to understand as well, a lot of these sisters out there that are on these podcasts and different shows and things like that, of course, a lot of it is for views and for personal gain. That's not the kind. This should be a proper example of that. That's not the kind of woman you want, especially for a righteous brother. If you're in this truth, you're keeping the commandments with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. That's going to only cause you trouble, mayhem. Like you don't want that kind of mayhem in your life. And I've dealt with brothers who felt like, okay, well, if I go out and get me, she may be out there, but let me look, I'm gonna compromise and I'm gonna get with her and I'm gonna teach her the commandments. It ain't gonna work like that. I've seen too many brothers get with sisters who they felt that they could teach them the commandment because they said that they're willing to learn the commandments. When in reality, they were not willing to learn the commandments. They just, was saying that in order to get you, to get that lick. And a lot of times it happens like that. So you gotta be very careful, because me and Brother Eitan, first thing we tell you is that you brothers don't get with these women that got kids already. Because once they have kids, they can't. The only way that they can get married is that they gotta go back to the man that they had the kids with. Outside of that, they can't marry no other man. So as you see these sisters going about, and of course it's obvious that they're extremely worldly. You're not gonna, unfortunately, you're not gonna see no righteous sisters out there because they're hidden. They're like jewels. But these kind of women are out in the open. They just display themselves like a caravan's wear for every Pookie and Ray Ray to see, because they want the attention. These are the women you got to stay away from, Yasharel, especially the brothers. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the good looks. What you got, brother? I fall off?
It's Lakia, and I'm right here. It's Lakia.
Oh, did I fall off? I must.
No, man. No, that's me.
Okay.
All right. One thing I wanted to say, right? I wanted to comment on this comment right here. Right, it says you can't be unequal. You can't be equally yoked with a woman of the world. Okay, brother. Let me one thing I want to break down, right, so y'all to understand that this has nothing, because a lot of people, they might try to apply this to marriage and things of that nature, right? So let's not do that at all, because when it's talking about equally yoked, that's talking about two brothers together, right? We're brothers, or like believers, because Paul also goes also in Corinthians, and he says right a few verses down also that you should be divorced, or let the woman that's not a believer stay with the unbelieving husband, and vice versa, right? So we're not talking about marriages here, because we're not because we know that in the scriptures that we don't have any equality between the genders, right? We know one's the helpmeet, and we know that one's the leader. So when we see that, it's not about being unequally yoked with a woman or a man of the world. Right, because one of the unbelievers can also be a way to save. One of the believers can also be a way to save one of you guys that is unbeliever, right? Because you're supposed to be like a joint union type of thing. Let me play this video real quick.
When was your last relationship?
My last relationship was a year ago.
Okay. 3 flaws. No, you don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Probably like 2 weeks ago.
Is that guy an option?
Oh, I didn't even hear this part.
Why not?
Dang, I didn't even hear that part.
Not consistent.
Well, let's
Probably like 2 weeks ago.
Is that guy an option?
No.
Why not?
Because he's not consistent.
He's not consistent.
Right.
Okay. So how long have you been doing?
Now, shoot, man. Good gracious, man. Like, come on, Israel, man. What's going on? Like, the scriptures, when they speak about the act of it's supposed to be you're supposed to be getting humbled or whatnot. Right? How you gonna let a man just we all know we all know how the act of sex is. Right? How you gonna let a man do all of that, and then you say that you don't want to be with the man, or you're not gonna want to follow it? That's crazy to me. That's madness. Meanwhile, this man is doing nothing, and then you're on the show, right, looking for a new man. That's wicked as hell, Israel, right? And they out here smiling about, laughing, keying. Like this is like the average sister that we have out here. Back in the day, you used to hide this stuff that you was being promiscuous, right? But the lack of accountability in our community is what starts this. Like, there's no more shaming, right? There's no more telling you, hey, man, keep them legs closed. What you doing out here? Out here, they're just doing it, right? They acting like, something wrong with you if you don't do it. Oh, you trying to hurry up and get it over with. What? That's wicked as hell, right? Now, one of you women on here, right, can say that, you should have, every single one of you on here that is married to the dude that when you was a virgin, when you was with, I know y'all thought it was a mistake. Y'all not married to that guy. Why? Because you didn't listen to your daddy, or maybe your mama didn't even have your daddy in your life because she didn't listen to her daddy. So forth and so on. So the community gets destroyed. Yeah, true, right? We got some piece of crap brothers out here too. But the common sense to say to stay away from them. You don't want to go get with the dudes that are avidly breaking the law, or avidly causing strife. Come on, Israel. What's going on here? I'm like at a loss for the situation. Like, honestly, I just look at like the choosing decisions of our women in our community, and I'm like, damn, right? And then the brothers even go for it. You know what I'm saying? She on the show right here, man. You know what? I guarantee you she's gonna have like 10, 13 brothers, or 20, who knows, 100 brothers calling or hitting her IG up, trying to get in contact with this harlot, right?
Yep.
Not gonna marry her. It's just gonna be another notch on the belt. Boom, $100 for some experience. You know, hey man, you know, all women want nowadays is experience. They don't want marriage. I don't want to be tied down. What? That don't make no sense. So what does that mean? You want to just? I don't understand.
You know, I used to hear a lot of these women like on like a lot of these podcasts. With the first thing a brother asks them or a sister asks them when they come on if they got kids, and they'll ask and say, "Do you have you know, if you got kids, then why didn't you marry the father of your child?" And 9 times out of 10 is always something. Well, I didn't feel like I was ready. I picked the wrong one, but yet you had a child with that guy. And that's the crazy thing about it. You know, our sisters, it's like we don't want the accountability, but yet you will sit up there and lay with another man and let him get you pregnant, not once, not twice, but more than 3 times sometimes.
I am.
You know, different guys. Now you sitting here walking around, you got 3 kids by different dudes, and you out looking for this perfect knight in armor, as somebody's gonna just come along and sweep you off your feet or something. Like that is some serious delusional right there, because you know you got these kids, and come on now, help it make it make sense. It's like you out there trying to find love after you done sat up there and laid with a bunch of dudes. You call it true love. Like what is that? How's that true love? You've already been humbled more than 3, been humbled so many times already. And now that humbleness, you've had 3 or more kids.
That's crazy, man.
No accountability. It's like, do they even think before? There used to be a time when when a child came into this world, it was thought about. I can't do this right now. A woman who had their virginity, they didn't think twice. It's like, I'm not doing that until I get married. You know? And those are the ones that has the highest value. But now that is gone. To be a virgin these days for a sister is to be mocked, to be tortured. It's like a crime now to be a virgin for a sister. So a lot of these sisters, young sisters, and I just hate it, because they get influenced by these other girls who's already has a high body count, because they don't, they jealous. They see this sister as a virgin, and they can't, they lost that already. So guess what? They're gonna try to bring her down, make her feel bad for being a virgin.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy, y'all. Yep.
I gotta tighten up, Israel. Come on, let's tighten up, Israel. What's going on out here?
If we got some more call-ins, come on in. Like I said, we don't want to, this is your show. This is the time for you to come in and go ahead and say your 2-piece. Throw your sense in there, because we want to hear from everybody. Like the ones we've heard from right now, we needed to hear that. And everybody needed to hear that. And that was great, because now you're bringing something to this table. You'll be able to bring out the facts that other younger brothers can hear, so they don't just hear it from us. They're hearing it from you as well too. So that way, y'all know we ain't making this stuff up. You can't make this up.
We got old harlots out here, bro.
Yeah, the things that are going on with our people is just insane.
Let's see.
All right, Valerie, when was your last relationship?
A little over a year ago. I haven't dated since I've been divorced. I haven't been on any dates or anything.
Divorced.
I've been literally just grinding with my business, doing stuff for my kids, traveling with my kids. Again, like I said, I'm a destination wedding planner on the side, so I've been going to visit like resorts and meeting with wedding teams and so forth. But I haven't.
Hey, notice now she's going out, meeting with wedding teams, doing all. Who do you think the problem was in the marriage? She was. She's not doing her God-given duty. What do we just read in the scriptures? Silent woman. A woman that likes to stay, that's supposed to be in the house chilling. Not out here in the streets doing all this extra stuff, right? This is what you're doing. You know what I mean? What are you doing? If you would have put all this energy and time into your husband, you wouldn't be divorced.
Going on any dates. So this is kind of like taking a leap of faith.
Okay. We're taking a leap of faith. Okay, well, we're doing something different.
They're doing something different.
Okay, we like that. All right, so you don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask, when's the last time you were intimate with someone? You don't have to answer.
And then she wicked. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Salaki, but you know, older woman, just what happened to the modest apparel? Damn. You know what I'm saying? That's already a red flag. Any brothers looking for a righteous woman? Nope.
Yeah, I want to answer that. But it's been several months. It's several months, but
okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
3 flaws. I talk too fast. That's the New Yorker in me. Another flaw is probably.
Oh, did I already doggone saw the thing? Salakia. Hey, but also, right, you know, there's a scripture that talks about you know, Proverbs talks about, you know, women in vanity in Proverbs 30. Right? You know, this is the same thing about, you know, a woman being vanity. Right? How you know, now brothers, this is not to say that brothers don't try to look for a woman that has some kind of attractiveness, right? That's not being shallow or vain or anything, or you know, for a brother that's looking for something. Because look, right, you have to say that what Jacob was shallow, right? Was Jacob shallow? I don't think so, right? Because Jacob wanted Rachel, right? He didn't really want Leah, you know, so he was looking for somebody. Hey, what about Abraham? Right? Sarah was a dime piece, so much so he had to try to fake like it was his sister, right? Because he was afraid them boys would kill him.
Right. Man, when you got the king, when you got the king trying to get your wife, that right there, it says a lot.
God, right? So you know that you know, brothers is actually, you know, they looking for women that are in shape and they look good. But however, right, we don't want you out here looking fine, but also we want you showing it to the world. Man, this is wicked. This is what they talk about modest apparel, right? We want you to have on clothes. But you know, at the same time, you know, be in shape under there with them clothes. You know, we don't want to.
You know, it just spoils everything. Let me tell you why. Because like you're only supposed to do that when you're at home in the privacy on your own husband. Yeah, sure.
Bring it out.
But that's for you and your privacy on your own husband, not to be strutting out in public like that. You know why the women? If you look at Middle Eastern women and their law over there is that they have to be covered up. You know why that is, right? For several reasons. To keep other men from lusting after other men's wives. Because if they're covered up like that, you can't really see lines of body parts and all that kind of stuff. You know, so your mind is not going to be swayed to think evil. But when you got, we live in America where people just, you know, you can dress any way you want to and just walk. You can practically walk down the street butt naked almost. And, you know, when brothers see that, well, guess what? You know, their minds drift. The first thing they're going to want to do is smash. All right, but why? Because, you know, modest apparel prevents all of that. But when you're not modest as a sister and you display your body like that on display, what do you think? Who do you think you're going to attract? Yeah, brothers are going to come up to you and want to smash. Yeah, they're going to want to get with you. They're going to want to get that number. But women who have modest apparel, who cover themselves, you know, they have a much higher respect. I was in the Middle East. I've been on several tours, all right, and I've seen the women of Afghanistan. I've seen the women of Iraq and other Middle Eastern countries. I'd never met one woman or seen one woman who was dressing unmodestly. They were all covered up from head to toe. Like you can't even think wickedly under it because you can't, you know, you don't see that. So, you know, when she goes home to her husband, then, you know, hey, that's only for her own husband's eyes to see her body like that. But what do we do? What do our sisters do? Man, they just flash it out in front of the whole world to see. And you spoil the cookie. You spoil everything. Now you done gave out your body. You done displayed it on display. Here I am. Here's my body. You know, take what you want. And then you give the leftovers to another dude.
Oh, hold up.
She ain't got nothing left.
The scriptures say here, right? It says, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. All right, well, you brothers out here crying and whining and trying to complain about woman and wondering why she did something, right? You're not supposed to be picking a woman with a healthy sexual past, as they would say, which is not healthy at all. All right. Because what? This is the same thing, right? They don't think they've done nothing wrong. They eat, they wipe their mouth, say, hey man, I ain't done nothing wrong. Con, we see you, brother. Con, we'll see you, brother. We're about to bring you up. Right? So this is the same thing. Right? We sisters, the sisters have to have some accountability and realize that, you know what? Would you rather give, like, I saw something, I guess, saw something said something about, would you give a guy 50 chances, or would you give 50 dudes one chance? Right? What do you think the scriptures? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think you're supposed to do? Once you done made that union, right? Once you done joined together with somebody, once you done laid down with that man or that woman, that's right. Y'all supposed to be sealed. Especially you have a child, right? Nowadays, right, we're making all kinds of blind oaths in front of the Most High. Don't even realize it, right? Condemning your souls to hell every day. Because of what? Right? Because what? You don't want to submit, right? Maybe the brother might have been a little bit too wicked in your presence, told you a little something that, you know, you didn't want to hear, and it made you think a certain way of him. What does that got to do with what the Most High said? Not a damn thing. In our community, we need to make peace, come together, start bringing forth the family union, right? The family unit, it needs to be strengthened back up. We need to let bygones be bygones. Start healing as a nation. Because if we don't, right? The Most High already said it. We're just going to continue to go through curses. It's going to get worse. Yep. Shalom, Mark. What's good with you?
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, Mark.
Shabbat shalom. What you got for us?
Man, see if we can help beat this dead horse, man.
I know that's right, man. You know, it's a 7-year war, man. Yeah.
Might be a 12-year war.
Man, y'all been going strong at it too, bro. We need it though, man. You know, man, the community, man, is just falling apart, man. And without the resistance, man, we just gonna, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna lose our hope in a minute, man. But we got to keep this fight going, bro.
You're right.
You know,
you're right.
But man, you know, it's so crazy though, man. You know how the young women are these days, man. Because it's the young ones, really, man. That's that's wilding out of control, and I know that, you know, because they lack supervision. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting what they really need. You know what I'm saying, at the house. You know, because you know, the generational curse is it only repeats itself. You know, if you can't break it, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna continue to go on, and that's what we dealing with right now, man. A lot of, you know, parents, man, they didn't get an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, from their parents to try to teach them how to break that curse, so they just, you know, perpetuating it down to their children, and that's why you got them all out there trying to look like, you know, all of these bought and paid for celebrities, you know what I'm saying, that's making them think that they're above everybody else when they're beneath everybody.
God.
Try to give them that false hope, you know, that you don't, you know, as long as you got this and you got that, you get any man you want, but you know, you can only get you a man for a minute, but you can't keep him.
Okay, let's go.
Try
to, brother.
And they don't even realize though that virginity, man, is the best thing you could possibly give your husband.
Oh man,
you know, they give it away, man. Oh man, I'm like, you know, I'm down in the South, man, and I just, you know, I see a lot of women, man. They teaching their toddlers how to twerk, you know, and it's so
crazy.
bad. You know, I mean, I'm talking about going hard, man. They out there in the club with their children. They smoke weed with their children, man. You know, I'm like, you gonna be setting a good example. You out here turning up with your child like you're in competition.
Right. Something according to what you mentioned about virginity. I want you sisters to understand this has nothing to do with anything lustful, right? The reason why virginity is important to men is because it shows that you have a discipline, right? A mental discipline that you've exuded all these years, right? That means that also translates into being that you can be a loyal wife, right? If I know a woman that's been disciplined and has been a virgin for 18, 19, 20 years, or up to 25 years, however many of the 25 years a woman has remained a virgin, I know that woman has a strong mental discipline, and that she will be a worthy wife. She will be a good mother to raise up my daughter, so forth and so on. Right? These are the reasons why, because a lot of sisters, right, they're looking at brothers, they want virgins because they wicked and they lustful. No, man, brothers not looking at it like that. Right? Men don't look at it like that. Man, if you have a man that look at it, like that nigga wicked. Right? He has no wisdom. Right? You don't want to deal with a brother like that. He's going to lead you down into the sunken place. Right?
Also, brother, at times it shows that they come from a good family. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a presence of a man in that house, pretty much, who's gonna keep them boys away and help, tell her about how these guys are. That's the role of a man too. Being a provider, and you can be a counselor and everything else in there, man. You gotta let your children know what's out there. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them don't, and that's why they falling apart. Because there's no presence of a male in there. Ain't no alpha male in the home. They got that. They got the beta mama. But it's sad. But that's what we up against these days, man. And it's horrible, man. I just pray, man, that they could just hear it one day, and that light could just click on, man, and they could just just turn, man, turn back. That's what we really need, But they man, it hurts. It really hurts me, bro. It hurts me. It hurts me to my heart, man, just to see my people doing the things that I know they shouldn't be doing. Because I done been out there. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I done did some crazy things out there, man. But the Most High had a plan for me. He always was there, and he was whispering in my ear the whole time. I kept hearing it. I kept hearing it, but hard-headed and stiff-necked. I wore the title tremendously, But when he gave me that ultimatum, all right, you're gonna follow me. Head. You're gonna follow me, or you gonna follow Satan? Oh no,
that's right.
I'm following you. I've been on it ever since. I ain't never turned back, man.
All praise to the Most High, man. We all been in that situation, man. It's crazy, but we learn and we move forward with it in righteousness.
Yes.
What you got for us, brother Yehudian? What you got for us?
Shabbat Shalom, Marks. I'm not sure, but I think because I'm on my phone viewing the broadcast, I think it kicks me out and knocks me back from the live broadcast. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe next broadcast, Almighty willing, I can get a computer, have a computer from access, and that way I can keep up. But are we still speaking to the premise of accountability?
Absolutely.
Yes, let's go.
All right. For me, kind of going back to last Shabbat, scriptures, Ephesians 5th chapter 22 through the 33rd verse, which details the roles, responsibilities of both partners or both spouses in a marriage, the duties. That can accountability can be derived from that, as well as Colossians 3:18 and 19, which speaks to the submission of a wife to a husband, much like Ephesians 5:22 through 33. And then, of course, Proverbs 31, verse 10 through 31, which directly details the attributes of a Proverbs 31 daughter of Zion, Israelite woman. And then, of course, Titus 2, verses 3, 4, and 5. So for me, those, and there's more things or scriptures, precepts in the Bible, as well as the Apocrypha books that speak on the accountability and responsibilities of Israelite woman. But those particular books and verses, for me, explicitly describes and details what the accountability of a Israelite woman and wife should be and are.
All praises, brother, man. We appreciate that edification, man. We appreciate those scriptures, man. That's right on point with it. Right on point. All right, I'm gonna start this video off, Israel. All right, let's see what the old. Let me see.
3 floors. I talk too fast. That's the New Yorker in me.
I don't hear no phone.
I think I need 2 more in the past. One, I think another floor is I don't know. I guess.
You know what? You know they say if you can't name your flaws. Divorce. Did you talk about that?
Yeah, remember I said he was a habitual cheater, liar.
Is he one of your kids' dads?
Yes.
The 6-year-old?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay.
One of the kids' dads. Damn.
What was your final straw?
The final straw was having another woman reach out to me with a fake profile telling me their love story is coming soon. I was like, oh, okay. No problem. I said, you can have them. All yours.
She called your phone?
She didn't call me. She sent me.
Hey, you know, that's another problem. Hey, if you brothers out here, you trying to get married with a woman, right? Hey, man, you need to tell her that, you know, that you plan on having more than one wife, if that's the case. Right? Can't be having these sisters out here thinking that, you know, you'd have told her one thing. Oh, you know, I just want to be, you know, with just you and this, that, and the other. Man, literally in just America alone, you have 2 million more women than men. 2 million more women than men. So it's impossible for this not to happen, especially when you see all the sisters dealing with, you know, saying a select amount of men in the first place, right? We have so many, you know, so we have so many women out here that this is just the situation of it is, right? If anyone has anything to do with it, man, I want you to, you know, combat me with Matthew 25. Even Christ himself got 10 virgins coming to marry him at the wedding, right? Only 5 came. That's in the New Testament. All you sisters out here, well, that's the Old Testament. You can't marry more than now. A priest can't marry more than one woman. That's what it is. A priest, he can't marry one woman because he had to deal with a Levitical priest. Couldn't marry one woman. Now the priests of these days, Levitical priests that had to deal with the duties of sacrifice and those that pertain with the Levitical priesthood in the Old Testament, in the scriptures.
Yep.
Right. And even in the New Testament.
And that goes down to a bishop, you know.
God, right? You can only have one wife, right? Because you're dealing with the duties of the Lord.
God.
All right. So let's continue. Miss Wickedness here.
Me a message on Instagram and basically showed me, because he travels for work too, and I guess he was going to New York, and that was her way of saying when he's in New York he's here with me, because she sent me a friend request on Instagram, and she put his name and her name, love story coming soon, but she uploaded 2 videos. So the videos
I'm sorry,
was him
I'm
touching her leg.
getting a headache.
That's correct.
To be with my actresses because you're married. Why did your whole ass husband knew he was
have any values, and you know, a whole decade. I mean, your health always good. I'm not even bitter.
Absolutely.
Man, I forgot,
you look
man.
good.
Sorry, Salaki is right. That's just knowing me. I know they like talk a lot. I can't stand that. Let's just play another one. I got another one. Salaki Israel. I was getting on my nerves. Yeah. All right, let's try this one out. Boom. All right.
This the last one I got. Flaw I would say is I don't want to say procrastination, but it can be procrastination. I would say one of those. The second flaw.
I might have already passed in. That's what happened. Okay, all right. Let's sit down. All right.
So, Chris, when was your last read?
Actually about a year today. A year ago.
A year today. Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I would choose not to answer.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
Okay, so we see that she chooses not to answer, which means that's immediate guilty, no contest.
Last night.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, another video is proven, right? All together that I don't know what's going on, Israel, right? You know, so if you brothers out here, if you're looking for a relationship with one of these sisters, I guarantee you they probably already got somebody else already, hitting the skins already. So you're just going to get a used situation. So like, what does accountability look like, right? All the sisters, right? All the sisters willing to repent out here, you know what I'm saying? Willing to shut it down, right? Willing to, teach the younger sisters, hey, you shouldn't do that. Protect the sisters that are virgins, right? Don't try to influence them to do wickedness, right? Stop talking about girls trips and doing all of this and what stays on girls trips stays on. I mean, all this wickedness, man. Damn. I mean, like, what's wrong with that? So what's wrong with the community? Why is this only in the black community that we see it all over the TV and the radio and all this other stuff?
They're the ones that accept that offer. The media's throwing that change at them, man, and they're the ones to accept it. You know what I'm saying? They choosing that little currency over responsibility. That's what they're doing, chasing that bag, selling your whole community out for a few nickels. They got it bad with that, man. But that's to be expected from that point. Because, the Most High said, man, look, we was going to be sold into bondage and ain't nobody going to get us out of it. So ain't no reparations and all that people looking for. That ain't going to happen. That's not what's going to get us out of this situation we in. We got to turn back. That's it right there. Turn back. Turn back unto him, because that's the only way we're going to get out of this. If you don't, good luck.
We can build our communities up, right? We can homeschool our own children, right? Stop giving all your talents to the white man.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You going to work, you're working for the white man. Hey, man, we need that intelligent mind at the house, raising up more intelligent children, right?
This is one of my biggest pet peeves. That's why I invest in properties. Because, by the grace of the Almighty, that's exactly what I want to do. Build something so our community, so we could have something. We have our own schools, have our own stores. And wouldn't it be good to walk on to go into a store that actually keeps the feast days? Stores are shut down on the feast days and weekly Shabbats. I mean, that's a blessing.
Fresh lamb of 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Hey, kosher, whole kosher rack. I mean, come on, Israel.
A place to have to celebrate the feast, man. That just,
Hallelujah. Give me goosebumps.
We don't want that, man. We don't want our own grocery store, man. They already got Mexicans, man. Them boys just come over here. They already got their own grocery store, man. What the hell?
Man. And our people are going to them. It's like, okay, yeah. We don't want to start no stores, man. We rather go to the Mexicans and eat their food.
But look,
to the Asians, eat their food.
They don't want no goat curry. They don't want no. They don't want no lamb chop. Them ones ain't ready,
man.
Oh, man. Them foreigners, they getting incentivized to come over here. Long as they got that black hatred in their heart, man, they put them on just like that. You know what I'm saying? Send them right to our neighborhood and drain all the money out of it too.
BB right on the corner, man, selling you 40 ounces and Lucy's.
Yeah, man. And it's illegal to do that, but they never go in there and crack down. I wonder why.
Facts.
Crazy.
And the money don't go back into the neighborhood.
Nope.
Yep, man. They send the money right back to their people.
Man, that dollar don't last in our community, bro, no more than about a couple hours.
Meanwhile, y'all niggas in the neighborhood fighting over a color. Y'all niggas in the neighborhood fighting over a color.
Crazy, man. It's crazy.
Nigga, you got on a different color than me. Nigga, you about to die. What? Are you kidding?
For real. You don't realize shit. You don't get right, y'all gonna die.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Fighting over feelings, man. You said something that offended me. I'm gonna shoot you.
You know what I'm saying? Your great granddaddy rolled over on the slave ship, you know what I'm saying, with 2 or 3 brothers and sisters taking shits on him. Mm-hmm. He done survived, on all those miles just for you to shoot your own brother. Man, you know how crazy that is? Right? I mean, like, you have to really look at the struggles and you know the hardships that our people have been through, right? Just to come up and birth you wicked ass niggas.
Yeah, man.
It's like they have no appreciation for what it took to get here.
Yeah.
Right. No willingness to forward the culture. You know what I'm saying? No willingness to forward our community. Only thing you want to do, you want to have your fucking hand, to lock it, man. Only thing you want to do is have your hand out to the white man. Hey, man, you know, white man, hey, man, let me get a little bit, man. Let me go to your, you know what I'm saying? Let me do this. Instead of, you know, congregating together with your brother and then, you know, let's get it in out here. Yeah, we've been here way too long. We've been here way too long not to be able to hear, not to be, exactly. I mean, like, we don't have you know what I'm saying? We have nothing locked down. The only thing we got locked down out here is how to entertain the white man. Yeah, we got sports locked down. That's it. But anything that really matters, right? Of anything, we don't have that locked down. White folks got the banks locked down. They got the transportation industry locked down. They got the airplanes locked down. They got the military locked down. They got all the infrastructure locked down. They got the concrete. The white boys didn't come up and they done took over the concrete industry of it. You know what I'm saying? We used to be the HVAC. They didn't come over, took over the HVAC industry. Man, they just shutting us out. Meanwhile, man, niggas is up there, you know, bobbing and weaving, doing these stupid ass dances on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be on the internet. You know, can't add, you know, can't subtract, can't divide, can't multiply. You know, not even finishing. Cannot survive in the environment that they're in. Meanwhile, you know what I'm saying? They see their mama keep on bringing, you know, all these different men into the. Let me stop, man, because this.
It's crazy, man. It's like everybody. It's like everybody I see. It's like they want to be a rapper, man. Everybody and their grandmother want to be a rapper or something. Yeah.
A rapper. You ain't never kept the Shabbat. You want to talk about you want to be a rapper. You ain't kept the Shabbat one time. You know what I'm saying, man? You a walking dead man. You know what I mean? You a walking dead man talking about what you want to be out here for the white man. Hey, man, you know, I'm going to get out here so some of these white bucks. You know, so some of these George Washingtons and, you know, Ben Franklins. Come on, man. Damn, man, you don't even got your face on. Man. What kind of riches are you after? Man, you after the wrong riches.
Man.
That's why I'll forever be in the mindset like Brother Seed. Most of our people are going to have to bleed out. That's the only way we're going to get back to the law, statutes, and commandments. That's just what it is. That's the reality of it all.
Yeah, unfortunately. The ones who are keeping the commandments, all praises, you know, blessings to them. You know, it is an uphill battle. You would think, man, you would think that after all these years of getting our backs beat and everything, and you would think that, hey, okay, something needs to give, but it's like our people are just turning around doing the same thing over and over again. That's insanity, you know, just doing the same thing over and expecting different results.
Oh man, God.
So yeah.
Well, that's it for me. I don't got nothing else unless you got something else, man.
No, brothers. No. Hey, so Yasharel, hey, look, we appreciate y'all coming on. Brothers and sisters that came on today, we thank you as well. Hey, you know, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna keep doing this every week. We're gonna do a talk show. So again, you know, anyone who want to come on, we'll put the link in the box. Just come right on. So with that being said, we're gonna let y'all enjoy the rest of your Shabbat.
That's right.
Don't have anything. Hey, it's been great. It's been a blessing. All praise to the Most High. So with that being said, we're gonna bid you a hearty Shabbat Shalom.
And stay strong, Israel. Stay strong.